Uh, so this is a new series for the video lectures on YouTube. In this video, we'll discuss about the class 11 computer science as per the CBSE syllabus. And this whole video and the coming videos of this series will depend on this NCERT new book that is completely based on the CBSE syllabus. So without any delay, so let's start. In this video, we'll discuss about some fundamental concept of the computer system. Here is the introduction of the computer. A computer is an electronic device that can be programmed to accept data, that is input, process it and generate results, that is output. A computer along with additional hardware and software together is called a computer system. So there are some special words used here. Before going to the next topic, we want to elaborate. Very first one is the computer is an electronic device. What is the electronic device? Basically, we have different types of the devices like mechanical device, mechanical and electrical and electronic as computer is. So what is difference? This is purely basically a machine that is handled by manual, or there is some movable parts, and there is no any concept of the electricity in mechanical devices. And the electrical devices are run by basically the electricity. And electrical devices, one more thing, that is all electrical devices, all the electrical components allow to pass the electricity or the electrical signals only without any filter, without any special recognition of this electrical signal. And electronic devices are basically they are also operated on the electrical signal only, but in the form of DC, that is a direct current, and the electrical signals are operated on basically the AC, that is alternating current. And most of the electronic component or the electronic devices are required to basically change this electrical signal, that is in the form of AC, into the DC. That's why we required some adapter that converts the electrical signal into the alternating current into the direct current. And one more thing is, all electrical components are comparatively bigger than the electronic components. So the electronic components are smaller than electrical components in the size. Here a computer is an electronic device, as it clear. Now the data, that is raw facts and figure that we input to the computer, is called the input, and after processing on the basis of certain rules, this data converted into the information, and that information is basically a result or the output. A computer system primarily comprises a central processing unit, that is and a memory and input output devices and storage devices. These are basically the all fundamental components of the computer system. All these components function together as a single unit to deliver the desired output. A computer system comes in various forms and size. It can vary from a high-end server to personal desktop. What is a high-end server? Basically, there are some computers which are dedicated to serve another computer. We cannot basically directly work on these computers. Basically, these are dedicated to serve another computers. And personal desktop computers they are also called a client computer that basically generates the request to the server, and server accepts the client's request and then serve the client computers. As per the diagram, basically this is the components of the computer systems, and here some input devices like keyboard, mouse, etc. You know very well what are the input devices by which the computer can take the input, and the output devices by which a number of output devices are there by which we get the information processed by the CPU. And this is basically the main CPU part. This is called the CPU, in which the primary memory is there and control unit is there and ALU, that is arithmetic and logic unit is there. And this secondary storage is basically optional storage device. If it is required, then user can use either. These are the optional one. Without this, computer can work. But primary memory is the uh, important component. That is the it must be there. Without this primary memory, your computer will not work. Now we'll discuss one by one the input, process, and output units. Very first, the central processing unit. It is the electronic circuitry of the computer that carries out the actual processing and usually referred as the brain of the computer. This CPU is called the brain of the computer because all the processing takes place over here only. It is commonly called processor. The CPU is also called a processor. Physically, a CPU can be placed on one or more microchips, like primary memory is another chip, a control unit, ALU. These are different chips are there. Combinedly all together called processor, called integrated circuits. These are called basically the integrated circuits, in which the IC comprises semiconductor materials. Basically, in a single IC, 100,000 and even millions of the electronic components like diode, transistors, capacitors, all are fabricated in a CPU, in a ICs. So, what is a CPU? CPU is basically combination of this primary memory, control unit, and ALU. It may be in a single chip or a single IC, or even it is a combination of different ICs implemented in different independent IC. The CPU is a given instructions and data through programs. Actually, all the processing takes place in the CPU only, but on the basis of certain instructions, the instructions given to the CPU, and CPU will perform the task or execute any instructions on the basis of these instructions given. Instructions and data through programs. The CPU then fetches the program and data from the memory and performs arithmetic and logic operations as per the given instructions and store the result back to the memory if it is required. While processing, the CPU stores the data as well as instructions in its local memory called the registers. Actually, there is another storage device. This one is the fastest one in the system. If we talk about the hierarchy of the memory on the basis of the accessibility or the execution time, accessing time, so register is the fastest memory device used in the computer. Registers are used to store the instructions and the data locally by the CPU for the execution of the system, execution of the instructions. If we have to execute an instruction like this, A plus B plus C, then CPU will perform first A plus B, and the result will be stored into the registers, and then it will take the C and perform the addition of the registers data and the C, then finally will get a result. So for this type of intermediate result and the instructions on the basis of which it has to perform the execution or stored into the registers. Registers are the part of the CPU chip and they are limited in size and numbers. Different registers are used for storing the data, instructions, or intermediate results. Other than the registers, the CPU has two main components, that is the arithmetic logic unit and control unit. ALU performs all the arithmetic and logic operations as its name is, that is the arithmetic and logic unit. So it is dedicated to perform all the arithmetic and logic operations that need to be done as per the instructions in a program. And the control unit sequentially instruction execution. This control unit controls the sequential instruction executions. Actually, number of instructions are requesting for the CPU. Number of instructions are requesting for the CPU resource, and CPU can execute only one instruction at a time. So this control unit works like a traffic inspector, and it makes the queue of the instructions in a sequence and allow the instructions to move to the CPU for the execution in the sequential order only. Interprets instructions and guide the data flow through the computer's memory, ALU, and input or output devices. CPU is also popularly known as the microprocessor. We'll study more about this and the further next section. Why it is called a microprocessor, although it is a processor. Now some input devices we know very well. All the devices by which a computer can take input is called the input devices. The devices through which control signals are sent to a computer are termed as the input devices. These devices convert the input data to digital form that is acceptable by the computer system. Computer system means the CPU. Actually, CPU can understand only the binary data, that is the binary form, which is in the form of 0 and 1, and the input devices are takes input in the different form, like in the form of audio, in the form of video, in the form of text, in the form of image, like that, even in the form of uh, environment sensitivity. And after taking input, this input device sends data to the CPU after converting this into the computer acceptable form. If basically a microphone is responsible to take the data in the form of voice and convert into the form of computer acceptable, that is in the form of 0 1. In the same way, a keyboard is responsible to convert the text that is typed by you into the form of 0 and 1 that can be easily understood by the CPU. In the same way, other input devices also works. They takes input in a special form and converts into the 0 and 1, that is the computer acceptable form. Some examples of input devices are keyboard, mouse, scanner, touch screen, we know very well, and some especially designed braille keyboards available in the help of visually impaired for the entering data into the computer. Besides, we can now enter data through voice. For example, we can use Google Voice Search to search the web where we can input the search string through our voice. Data entered through input device is temporarily stored in the main memory. Main memory in the means that is the RAM of the computer system. For permanent storage and future use, the data as well as instructions are stored permanently in additional storage location called the secondary memory, and this is secondary memory is also called the auxiliary memory. So I think it's clear about the input devices. Now some output devices, the devices that receive data from a computer system for display, physical production for the display, that is monitor, for the physical production, that is a printer, etc. is called the output devices. It converts digital information into the human understandable form. Basically, output device are responsible to convert the digital data into the human acceptable form. Basically, your monitor takes data from the CPU in the form of 0 and 1. After that, it converts the data into the visible form. A speaker takes data from the CPU in the form of 0 and 1. After that, it converts into the voice or the sound. And the printer, your printer takes data from the CPU in the form of 0 and 1, then converts into the printout form. Exactly the 3D printers also. So your output devices are responsible to take the data from the CPU in the form of 0 and 1 and converts into the human acceptable form. So here is some examples are the monitor, projector, headphone, speaker, printer, and some output devices shown in the figure is this. A Braille display monitor is useful for a visually challenged person to understand the textual output generated by the computer. A printer is the most commonly used device to get the output in the physical, that is hard copy form. Three types of the commonly used printers are inkjet, laser, and dot matrix. Basically, there are two types of the printer. One is called the impact printer, and it is a non-impact printer. Non-impact. Basically, the impact printer prints the characters on the paper by hitting the paper by some writing hammer, writing head. There is a direct contact between the writing head and the paper, and by hitting on the paper, a particular character is typed. And in the non-impact printer, basically there is no any direct contact of the writing head and the paper. There are some other concepts by which we basically write the content on the paper, and these non-impact printers are this inkjet printer and laserjet and dot matrix. The inkjet printer, there is a jet, that is a liquid ink, and liquid ink basically produce some jet, and on the basis of that the characters are printed. And here the laser beams are used, and in the dot matrix printer it is basically printed in the form of dots like this. In this form it is printed like this. So it is a three types of the printers, and nowadays there is a new type of the printer, that is called the 3D printer, which is used to build physical replica of a digital 3D design. And these printers are being used in the manufacturing industries to create a prototype of the products, and their usage is also being explored in the medical field, particularly for developing body organs. So it's about the input, output, and CPU. In this section, once again, we'll take the definition of the computer. It is an electronic device. We have categorized the devices into mechanical, electrical, and electronic devices. And this block diagrams, input devices, output devices, and the CPU and the storage devices. Then we'll discuss central processing unit, that is brain of the computer, and then input devices, then output devices. So this is all about today's lecture. We'll discuss the evolution of computer in the next lecture. Thank you very much.